Jasmine is one of the most dangerous notes in perfumery. Done wrong, it smells like cheap soap or a grandmother's bathroom. Done right, and I mean really right, it stops you cold. It makes you turn around in the street. It makes someone across a dinner table lean in and ask, quietly, "What are you wearing?" Bvlgari Splendida Jasmin Noir sits right on that edge. And I need to tell you up front, this is not a safe, predictable floral. There is something in the dry down of this fragrance that I did not see coming. Something that genuinely surprised me. Stay with me, because if you leave before the dry down section, you're going to miss the most interesting part of this entire fragrance. Bvlgari. The Roman jewelers. Founded in 1884, they didn't get into fragrance until 1992, and when they did, they approached it the way a jeweler approaches a gemstone, with absolute precision and a very clear point of view. They're not trying to make everything. They're trying to make specific things beautifully. The Splendida collection is important context here. Launched in 2017, Splendida was Bvlgari's attempt to create a line of bold, unapologetically luxurious feminines, each one centered on a single hero ingredient pushed to its limits. Rose, Magnolia Sensual, Tuberose Mystique. These are not shy fragrances. They don't whisper. They speak with conviction. And Jasmine Noir within this line is particularly interesting because Jasmine was already a Bvlgari signature. The original Jasmine Noir launched in 2008 under their main line. This Splendida version is a reimagining. A reinvention. Same name, different soul. Bvlgari essentially looked at what they'd done with Jasmine and asked, what if we pushed harder? What if we made it darker, deeper, more complex? That ambition either pays off or it overreaches. Let's find out. Let me talk about the bottle for a moment because with Bvlgari, the bottle is never an afterthought. This is a beautiful object. It's a deep, rich purple, almost aubergine, glass with that characteristic Bvlgari facette design. It catches light like a cut gemstone, which is obviously intentional. The brand's jewelry heritage is written into every edge of this thing. The cap is weighty, satisfying to remove. The atomizer gives a precise, controlled spray. On a dressing table or a bathroom shelf, this earns its place. It looks expensive because it is expensive. There's no disconnect between what you're paying and what you're holding. The box is equally well considered, deep purple, gold lettering, restrained and elegant. Opening it feels like unwrapping something that knows its own worth. Does the bottle match the scent? I think so. There's something inherently nocturnal about this deep purple, and as we'll discuss, this is very much a nighttime fragrance. The packaging tells you what you're about to smell before you've even opened the bottle. Okay. First spray. I want you to imagine something here. You're in a warm room. Evening light. And someone walks past you carrying a single bloom of jasmine, but there's something underneath it. Something woody and slightly cool. Something that shouldn't work alongside jasmine but absolutely does. That's the opening of Jasmine Noir Splendida. The jasmine arrives immediately and it is full, rich, and indolic, meaning it has that slight animalic warmth that real jasmine possesses. Not synthetic clean jasmine. Proper jasmine. The kind that grows in warm climates and smells almost edible. But here's the thing, it doesn't arrive alone. There's a woody, slightly smoky quality underneath it from the very first spray. Something that holds the jasmine back just enough to stop it becoming overwhelming. It's like the jasmine is wearing a dark jacket. Projection on the first spray is impressive. This is not a skin-hugging fragrance. It announces itself within the first minute. I describe the Sillage on opening as a medium room filler. You'll know you're wearing something, and so will everyone within a couple of meters of you. Does the opening live up to expectations? Honestly, yes. It's bold but controlled. Assured. It smells like a fragrance that knows exactly what it is. In the first 20 to 30 minutes, that jasmine is the star. Full, warm, creamy, there's a softness to it that makes it wearable rather than aggressive. Some heavy florals can feel combative. This one feels inviting. Around the 45-minute mark, something shifts. The jasmine starts to pull back ever so slightly and something warmer, creamier emerges underneath it. There's an almond-like quality here, a soft nuttiness that gives the fragrance an almost gourmand edge. Not sweet in a cloying way. More like the warmth of a vanilla absolute blended with something smoother. This is where the fragrance starts to get genuinely interesting. Because what you have in the heart is no longer a simple jasmine soliflor. It's a conversation between the floral and something darker, more sensual. The jasmine becomes more abstract. Less botanical. More like a memory of jasmine. I'll also say this, there's a very slight rubbery, almost musky quality in the heart that divides opinion. Some people find it uncomfortable. Personally, I find it compelling. It adds an animalic complexity that elevates this from pretty to genuinely provocative. If you like your florals clean and transparent, this heart will challenge you. If you like your florals deep and textured, this is where it starts earning its price tag. Right. This is the part one told you to stay for. At around the 3 to 4 hour mark, Jasmin Noir Splendida goes somewhere I did not expect. The jasmine is now a whisper. A haze. And what's taken over is something between sandalwood and a rich, warm musk, but there's also a slightly bittersweet quality. Almost like dark chocolate. Not literal chocolate, don't misread that, but that same quality of something that is simultaneously rich and slightly bitter and completely addictive. The dry down is the best part of this fragrance. That's my honest assessment. The opening is impressive. The heart is interesting. But the base is where this thing truly earns its place in your collection. It becomes a skin scent on dry down, close, intimate, deeply warm. The kind of fragrance that makes people lean towards you rather than noticing you from across the room. And there's a persistence to it. It clings. It stays. If you spray this in the morning, what you're wearing by evening is genuinely beautiful. It's a fragrance that reveals itself slowly and saves the best for last. Honestly, I was impressed here. Eau de Parfum concentration and it performs like it. On skin, I'm getting 7 to 8 hours of noticeable wear, and if you spray onto clothing, you're looking at 12 hours comfortably. I found traces of it on a shirt the following morning. Sillage is strong for the first 2 hours, then settles into something more intimate but still very much present. It's not a room wrecker. It's not the fragrance you spray before entering a restaurant and apologize to your neighbors. But it's also absolutely not a skin scent, it projects, it has presence, it will be noticed. Time of day? This is unambiguously an evening fragrance. There's nothing casual about it. Don't wear this to a Tuesday morning meeting or a gym class. Wear this on a night where the details matter. Let me paint you a picture. Actually, let me paint you 3. If you're the type who chooses a restaurant the same way you choose a fragrance, with intention, with research, with an understanding that the details matter, this is your fragrance. You appreciate complexity. You don't want to smell like everyone else. Jasmin Noir Splendida is for you. If you already own something like Alien by Mugler or Black Orchid by Tom Ford and you find yourself reaching for it when you want to feel powerful, this sits comfortably in that world. It's sensual, it's dark, it's confident. It rewards people who get close. If you're someone who wears fragrance as a ritual rather than a habit, you spray it thoughtfully before a significant evening, you notice how it changes on your skin throughout the night. This is made for that relationship with fragrance. Now who should not wear this? If you prefer clean, fresh, transparent florals, think Joe Malone peony and blush suede territory, this will feel heavy and overwhelming. It's not your fragrance. If you're looking for something versatile enough to wear every day in any situation, look elsewhere. And if indolic, animalic jasmine makes you uncomfortable, step away. This is a full jasmine. It doesn't apologize. Let's talk money. £100 for 50 millilitres. That's £2 per milliliter. In the context of luxury EDP pricing, that's actually not egregious. You're in Yves Saint Laurent or Lancôme territory here, not Creed or Roher Dove. Are you paying for the liquid or the name? Honestly, a bit of both, but the liquid holds up. This is a well-constructed, complex fragrance with genuine longevity. I don't feel cheated at that price point. If you want to scratch a similar itch for less, consider the original Bvlgari Jasmin Noir. You can often find it at a significant discount and it shares DNA. Alternatively, Lancôme La Nuit Tracer in Nude gives you that warm jasmine and musk territory at a lower price point. But if you want this specific fragrance, this darkness, this depth, this dry down, there isn't really a budget dupe that genuinely replicates it. Some things you just have to pay for. I'm giving Jasmin Noir Splendida 8 out of 10. The reason it's not higher is the heart phase. That slightly challenging animalic musky quality will polarize people, and I think it's important to be honest about that. The reason it's an 8 and not a 7 is that dry down, which is genuinely exceptional and which I believe justifies the price on its own. You can pick this up from P11 at p-11.com. They're a reliable UK stockist and the link is in the description below. Bvlgari Splendida Jasmin Noir is a fragrance that earns your patience. It opens boldly, it challenges you in the middle, and it rewards you magnificently at the end, which, when you think about it, is exactly what a great evening should do. Here's what I want to know from you. If you own this or you've worn this, I want a specific answer. Did the dry down make you fall in love with it, or did you find the heart phase too difficult to sit through? Because I genuinely believe that's the question that divides the people who treasure this fragrance from the people who return it. Leave your answer in the comments. I read all of them. And if honest, considered fragrance reviews are what you're looking for, subscribe. I post every single week and I promise I will never just tell you something is amazing without telling you exactly why.